Hello everybody, it's me, Will, and welcome back to our new video. And today we're going to be doing a very long overdue type of video on my channel. A lot of my followers have been telling me in the comments, hey, when are you going to post an update to your Green Day collection video series? And for some reason I always procrastinate to make this video because there's just so many records to show, so many CDs to show you. And actually some of the CDs that I have them in storage. So it's a little bit difficult to prepare for this type of video. But finally today I'm going to be showing you my entire Green Day collection in a single video. And I was actually looking, when was it that I originally made those series of videos with my Green Day collection? And it was back in 2015 when I posted those videos. And of course a lot has happened since then. Green Day has released a couple of more records, and I've also been buying some older records to add to my collection. So in this video I'm going to be showing you everything that I have from Green Day in a single video. And just so you know, I do plan to keep those older videos in my channel live, but I will add a comment, or in the description I'll add a link to this video so you can see the most current or my update to my Green Day collection from 2023. Just a few rules before we get started. I'm going to be showing you only the Green Day releases. So no side projects like the Foxborough Hot Tubs or the Long Shot, just exclusively Green Day releases. It does include some bootlegs, even though I don't really collect bootlegs. I do have a handful of them, so I will be showing you those in this video too. As far as the formats, I do plan to show you audio formats and video formats. So CDs, vinyl, cassettes, and DVD, Blu-ray, and even VHSs for this video. Finally, no compilation appearances and no soundtracks. So even if it has like a couple of Green Day songs in that compilation, I'm not going to include those in this video. It's going to be exclusively Green Day releases. And yeah, finally, this is going to be a very long video because I have a lot of stuff to show you, so bear with me. And I'm going to try to add chapters that YouTube lets you add for the videos for this one. And I'm going to go in chronological order. So same as before, I'm going to be going from the formation or from the early releases from Green Day all the way to the most current ones. So let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, so let's start off with the very first release by Green Day. This is the 1000 Hours EP, and it came out back in 1989 on Lookout Records. This is an early repress of that EP that I also got from Lookout Records. There's the Lookout logo, and this was Lookout Records release number 17, the very first release from Green Day. And my version, it's like I said before, an early repress, just on standard black vinyl with the great looking custom labels. Next release, the Slappy EP. And this one really goes together with the 1000 Hours EP because they were released almost around the same time. This one came out back in 1990, also on Lookout Records. The version that I have is also a Lookout release, but it's also an early repress. Lookout Records number 35 release. Nice insert on this repress from Lookout Records with the lyrics. And Green Day Bits. Nice write-up. And the vinyl itself came in on black vinyl with the custom labels. Also really cool looking labels. Another EP on 7-inch. This is the Sweet Children EP. And this one came out back in 1990, originally on Skiing Records. This is a repress that I got when I bought the reissue of Kerplunk back when that came out in 2008. Also 4 songs EP. Sweet Children, Best Thing in Town, Strangeland, and the cover of My Generation from The Who. And Reprise Records did a really good job with reissuing a lot of the original Green Day releases, or the first few releases, including this one. Came in on black vinyl and the custom labels. So we move on to the very first studio album from Green Day that of course came out on Lookout Records. But the version that I have on vinyl is from Reprise Records. It's a reissue that came out back in 2008. First Green Day studio album, 39 Smooth. And here's the back. Like I said before, Reprise Records did a killer job repressing those albums, or early two Green Day albums on vinyl, because of course Lookout Records went bankrupt, so it was really hard to find those original ones on vinyl. Came in with a nice insert. I think it goes like this, and the lyrics in the other side. Like that. The record of the actual vinyl came in on color vinyl, like a split green and a white vinyl for this repress with the custom labels. And I do have a couple of the original ones on Lookout Records, but only on CD. The original ones on vinyl are really hard to find, so I only got it's actually a compilation that includes the full album plus the first two EPs that I showed you. And of course, 39 Smooth plus the Slappy EP plus the 1000 Hours EP is called 1039 Smooth Out Slappy Hours. That's how the name of the album or the compilation comes in. And this is the original one on CD from Lookout Records. There's the original Lookout logo there in the back. And yeah, there's the track list with all the songs from the EPs plus the album. And I also got this repress on CD that also came out on Lookout Records. When this one was announced, I immediately picked it up on CD directly from Lookout Records. And it came out on a digipack instead of the jewel case. And I think this edition came out back in 2003. There's that digipack, and it came in with the Slappy EP artwork here inside the tray. And in here you also get the booklet that, as far as I remember, it looks exactly the same as the original one. And it looks like I also saved this little promo booklet, and they were advertising the some of the reissues on CD from Lookout Records. Really cool to have as well. I also got the reissue that came out on Reprise Records. This is Kerplunk. And it came out originally in 1991 on Lookout Records. This reissue that I got here on vinyl came out in 2008 on Reprise. Yeah, they did an awesome job at reissuing this one. This is the one that came in also with the Street Children EP that I showed you earlier. There's all the track lists. All the tracks here in the album, second studio album, and an insert with all the lyrics. And the record came in awesome color vinyl for this one. Great looking splatter green and white vinyl with the custom labels. And I also got the original one on CD from Lookout Records. And in the CD, you actually get all the songs that you get on the vinyl, plus the songs from the Sweet Children EP that I showed you earlier. There's the track list. Oops. There's the booklet. It just slipped out. But it comes with a nice write-up. The infamous write-up of My Adventure with Green Day by Laurie L. that was written, I believe, by Larry Livermore. Apparently the band didn't like very much when it was included in the album. It's a really fun write-up that they included there in the original press on CD of Kerplunk. And I believe it was also included here in the vinyl. Yeah, there it is. This is the one the insert that I showed you before from Kerplunk. All right, up next, let's take a look at the bootleg that I have. That was actually a gift from my friend Ben in Austria, from the vinyl community. He sent me this bootleg of Green Day playing live back in 1993, I think. What's this one called? Yeah, Live in Italy, 1993. And it came out on no label, really. But there's the track list. And there's the artwork that looks the same as the artwork from 39 Smooth in the insert, just in green background. It didn't come in with an insert, but the record came in just on standard black vinyl some really boring labels, but the record sounds great. For a bootleg release on vinyl, it sounds really good. It has some early recordings of the band playing some of their early songs. And I also have this another bootleg on 7-inch from that era, the early Green Day era. This one's called Live at Gilman Street. And this one came out in 1993 on no label, really. If you read the back here, it says, put out by fans for fans. So no label on this live EP. Only 3 tracks, very early Green Day songs, but not so early really, I guess, because it does have an early version of Longview. It's misspelled too. And it has Better Not Come Around, which I think it's an early version of When I Come Around, and Don't Leave Me. Really interesting live release, very DIY as you can see. And the record came in on black vinyl with blank labels. And lastly, to cover the early releases from Green Day, I have to show you this another bootleg that I have on CD. This one's called Welcome to Paradise. And this one came out, I think, in 1992. And no labels, really. It's a bootleg. There's the CD. And this is why I don't like bootlegs, because they always include pictures that are not from that era of Green Day. So this was a live concert from 1992, including songs from the first 2 records. But they included some pictures of the band from like the early 2000s. So it doesn't really fit the artwork, but the album itself. But the recording is actually pretty good on this one. I remember listening to this one. It's actually really good for that time from the early 90s. My interests are longing to break through these chains. All right, so let's move on to the Dookie and Insomniac era of Green Day from 1994 to 1997. Those are the first 2 Green Day records that came out on a major record label, Reprise Records. And as you all know, Dookie was a massive success, a huge hit. So during this era, they released a lot of singles. So I have a lot of stuff to show you in this part of the video. So let's go ahead and take a look, starting off with the classic Dookie. It came out in 1994 on Reprise Records. This is a repress that was actually manufactured in 2008. I got it in Hot Topic, maybe 2013 or 14, as one of the special color vinyl versions on Hot Topic. And here's the back with no Ernie in this back cover, unfortunately. But I do have a copy on CD that does have the Ernie in the back, which I'll show you later. Sleeve or inner insert in this one with all the pictures of the band from the Dookie era and all the lyrics. And this version that I have from Hot Topic is like a clear green vinyl. Great looking vinyl with the Reprise labels. Or it's actually not the classic Reprise labels, but they are Reprise labels. I actually usually have this one framed and hanging here in my wall here in my music room. So I had to take the frame down to show it to you. Love this picture disc. I love how it looks. I don't think I've actually spun this one to see how it sounds, but it looks great here in the wall. All right, more Dookie. Here's my original version on CD with the brown side here in the spine of the CD. There's other versions that have different colors, which I don't own, but this one in the back has the Ernie there in the back cover, which is the rarer version of the Dookie version on CD. And everybody knows this one. There's how the CD looks like. I also have another version of Dookie on CD with the same brown spine, the same looking inside, but this one doesn't have Ernie in the back cover. They were Ernie was airbrushed in later versions of the CD. There's the original one, because they were afraid that they were going to think that it's an album for kids. So they took it out in later editions of the CD version. And I also have a copy or 2 copies on cassette. One is the original one that I got back in the day, and the other one is one that I found at a thrift store years ago. different looking cassettes for some reason, but they have the same music inside. Up next, let's see. We're gonna go to the singles from the Dookie, from Dookie, from the album. Let's start off with the 7 inches. First single from Dookie was Longview. This is the 7-inch on vinyl, and the B-side was Welcome to Paradise, which I think it was the live version of Welcome to Paradise. Yeah, it was the live version. And this one came out in 1994, also on Reprise Records. And this is one of the versions that came in with sticker sheet that I got on eBay for a few years ago. That with the pictures or the artwork from the Dookie artwork. And the vinyl itself came in on black vinyl with the Reprise labels. Let's keep on talking about Longview, the first hit single for Green Day. I also got it on CD single. Here's the artwork. I love the artwork on this era of Green Day. It's really fun. Let me show you like that. There's the CD. And I think it also has, well, actually, this one has different songs in the, as far as the B-sides. You can see there the track list and the artwork. Not sure why they did a different version of this one. Probably for different countries, I'm not sure. But I have this one sealed. I found it on eBay a few years back. So I have not opened this one yet. So with the original shrink wrap and the original hype sticker as well. And this one has different tracks, or one more song here has One of My Lies. Of course, Basket Case, everybody knows this one. This came in on a digipack. The cool picture of the band. And I also got this version of the CD single. Also Basket Case with different tracks here on the B-sides. This one has On the Wagon, Tired of Waiting for You, and 409 in Your Coffee Maker. So a couple of songs that didn't make it to the final version of Dookie. There's the CD, some more artwork here in the tray. And this one came in kind of like a small poster of the band. It's a really cool CD single from 1994. There's the other side. 7-inch vinyl. Same artwork here in the front. This is an import from the UK. As you can see there in the hype sticker, or in the sticker. This one still has the hype sticker. The original one here in the corner. I got this one on eBay years ago. And the tracks are, of course, Basket Case, and the B-side is Tired of Waiting for You, which was previously unreleased at that point. I don't think this one came in with any inserts. Let me check. It's been a while since I've seen this one. No insert, but it does fold out like this with the logo of the band from that era. And this one is numbered, limited edition and numbered. I got number 1652 there in the corner. I'm not sure how many they pressed of this ones, but I assume plenty of this ones because you can still find copies of this one on eBay. Green vinyl with kind of like the jukebox style labels there. Made in the UK. All right, the next single was When I Come Around. Let's start off with 7-inch again. When I Come Around, picture disc single. Also came out in 1994. There's the picture disc, the artwork with the dogs. And in the back, you get the Poop. Classic Poop from Dookie. It comes with When I Come Around and the live version of She in side B. And the insert is kind of like just a piece of paper with more artwork. And it is limited edition. I got a numbered version, or the number 907. And again, I don't know how many they pressed out of this one. So it's also a UK import. I also got a couple of versions, or this version on CD of When I Come Around. CD single, there's the back. And the B-sides are songs, or Coming Clean live, and She also live. I assume it's the same version as the one on the 7-inch vinyl. All right, I also got a kind of like a jukebox version on 7-inch. of When I Come Around and Basket Case. He came in with this little tag for the jukebox. So it's just a black vinyl version on the Reprise labels. It has next single from Dookie, of course, Welcome to Paradise, with the classic green tray. And this one's also limited and numbered. You can see the number right there. This is number 10,949. How many they pressed out of this one's? Probably hundreds of thousands. That's how many singles Green Day sold back in 1994. Let's move on to Dookie related stuff. And this is a cassette that I found at a record show a few years back, which was really random because this is from the original one from 1994, and I've never seen before. This is a Green Day sampler from the Dookie album to promote the songs from some of the tracks from Dookie. And there's the spine right there. Only 3 songs, and they're the same songs in side A and side B. So you get essentially the main singles, right? You get Longview, She, and Basket Case, both in side A and in side B on the white cassette. And the J card there with the pictures similar to the ones from the Dookie album. From Japan, I got this when I was in Japan a few years back. It still has the Obi strip as well, with all the text in Japanese. Very similar artwork from the Dookie cover. And there's the back. It has 6 live tracks from the Dookie era, recorded in Japan, I believe, or actually in St. Petersburg, Florida. Yeah, most of them were from St. Petersburg in Florida. And there's the CD. And the booklet came in with some cool pictures. And this is the lyric book that you get in Japanese. And there's the booklet. All right, this next release actually came out just a few years ago in 2019, but it fits better with this era because it's a recording from 1994. This is Green Day Live in Woodstock 1994. It came out on Record Store Day in 2019. Great artwork on this one, love it. And it is the full set of Green Day playing live in Woodstock 94. And the last song is a song called Shit Show. That is just them getting in a mud fight with the audience. No insert in this one, and the vinyl came in just on standard black vinyl with the custom labels. All right, those are actually all the releases that I have from the Dookie era. Let's move on to Insomniac. This is an original copy that I have from Insomniac on vinyl from 1995 on Reprise Records. This is a promo copy that I got from eBay a few years back. There's the gold stamp promo. Insomniac, again from 1995, the follow-up for Dookie. Had lots of expectations from the record label. They also released a lot of singles in this one. But it was not as commercially successful, of course, as Dookie. There's the lyric sheet. And the record itself came in on black vinyl with a very orange labels. It's kind of hard to read there, the text. I should have definitely used a different color for the text. The reissue of Insomniac, this is the one that was released for the 25th anniversary, I think, or the 20th anniversary, 25th anniversary of Insomniac, because this one originally came out in 1995 and the reissue came out in 2020 with kind of like a reflective, kind of like metallic type of shiny cover. This one came in on a double LP with a couple of inner sleeves, pictures of the band from that era, and the lyrics in the other one. So double LP, but the music in this record, I think, or the album only covers. There's the records. The album only covers side A and B, so the first two records, or the first two sides in the first record. And in half, or in one side of the second album, they included a live album. I think this one is Live in Prague. So it has 8 songs from that album, Live in Prague, in the Czech Republic. And there's a nothing in the, or no music in the other side, if I remember correctly, but there is kind of like a etching. So there's side A in the second disc, and there's an etching with the Insomniac artwork here on the other side, which is going to be really hard to show you in this video, but it is in there. I also have my original CD copy of Insomniac, also from 1995. Everybody's seen that. Love the artwork here on the CD. And this one is the one that comes with the booklet, or not a booklet, but more like a fold-out poster, so you can see the full artwork of Insomniac. So let's move on to the singles from Insomniac. And like I said before, there was a lot of expectations from the record label to perform very well on this album. So they released a lot of singles. The first one was Geeks Think Breath, and it came out also in 1995, also on Reprise Records. There's the more of the artwork, and it came out with a couple of B-sides. I Want to Be on TV, which I think it's a cover from Fang, and Don't Want to Fall in Love, which was eventually included in the B-side compilation Shenanigans. For some reason I ended up with 2 of the same CD singles of Geeks Think Breath. I also got the version on vinyl. There's the outer sleeve, or kind of like a fold-out sleeve. More artwork. And this one came in with only one of the B-sides, I Want to Be on TV, non-album track. And I think this one came in on color vinyl. Yep, color vinyl with the jukebox style labels. Stuck With Me, which came out on double CD. So this is CD 1 of Stuck With Me, and this is CD 2 of Stuck With Me, which has the same song, but the same songs. Actually, it has different songs as B-sides, but it has Stuck With Me, the studio version, and this one has the live version of Stuck With Me with different cover art. The same one here in the back. Here's the CD of CD 1 and the CD of CD 2 of Stuck With Me. And great, a very underrated Green Day song, which was not a big hit at all. I don't think many people cared about this song, but I think it's a very, very strong song. It's actually one of the best in the album, in my opinion. Next single was the classic Brain Stew and Jaded. 2 songs released in one single. And there's the back, or the CD itself. Here's the inside of the J card. And this one has also a couple of B-sides. It has the it has Do Da Da, Good Riddance, the demo version of Good Riddance, which was actually a very interesting listen, because it's a very different mix as the one that eventually came out as Good Riddance, Time of Your Life on Nimrod in 1997. And it has, of course, the radio edit of Brain Stew. Still one of my favorite CDs in my collection. It's also Brain Stew and Jaded. I think it's the same tracks. Yeah, the same tracks on this one as the one that I showed you before. But the CD itself comes on a brain-shaped CD. This one looks really cool when it's spinning here in my CD player. And there's the artwork inside the tray. And this is a sticker that goes on the cover there. Live records, or live EPs. This one is Bowling, 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 Parking, Parking. A very strange release for Green Day, because this cover right here, or the artwork, does not look like a Green Day release artwork, or artwork for a Green Day release at all. This looks like something that the record label pulled out, maybe without checking on the band. Very random artwork on this one. This one came out in 1996 on Reprise Records, and there's the CD. And it has 7 tracks, 7 songs from the Dookie Insomniac Era of Green Day, and I think a couple of older ones too. All right, another live EP, this one from Japan. This one's Foot in Mouth, and it still has the original Obi strip as well. Also from the Insomniac Era. So there's a track list. So it has lots of songs from Insomniac and Dookie, a few older ones as well. These ones are songs live from Stockholm, St. Petersburg, Tokyo, and Prague. There's a CD. And this one came out back in 1997 on Reprise Records, so right before Nimrod was about to come out. Next, I have a couple of bootleg CDs from that era as well, from the Insomniac Era. This one's called Live to Air. It came in kind of like a digipack tray. And again, that's why I don't like bootlegs, because these are recordings from 1994 and from 1992. It has some songs from Woodstock as well, Woodstock 94. Yet they clearly use a picture from 2002. This is from the Pop Disaster tour with Green Day and Blink-182. And this one right here is an interview disc from 1996, bootleg from a label called Sound and Media. I bought this one years ago. I thought it was quite interesting. I actually don't remember much what they say in this interview disc, but it's from a radio station. The CD comes in the book with a picture of the band, and it comes with a really big book. They say like 108 pages in this one. It has lots of pictures and the full interview as well. It's actually quite interesting. So even if it's a bootleg, I'm still glad to find this one, or to have this one in my collection. Again, from 1996, interview disc.
Oh my God, I'm turning out like my dad. I'm always sure I got a bad attitude.
All right, let's move on to the Nimrod and Warning era of Green Day. So from 1997 all the way to 2002. Let's start off with a now classic album, Nimrod, from 1997 on Reprise Records, the original one. This one is a repress that came out in 2017 for the 20th anniversary of Nimrod. On vinyl, you get music on 3 sides of the LPs, and the 4th side is a etching that I'll show you. And nice gatefold on this one with a really cool picture of the band and the lyrics. Kind of like a clear yellow vinyl with the Nimrod labels. And the second LP, like I said before, it comes with music on one side and an etching of the Green Day logo. This is the music right here in this side, and the Green Day logo is in this side. But just 5 years after that, they came out with this box set of Nimrod. This is the 30th anniversary box set of Nimrod. Or actually, sorry, this is the 25th anniversary of Nimrod. The one that I showed you before was the 20th anniversary. This is the 25th anniversary box set of Nimrod, and it came out just earlier this year in 2023, also on Reprise Records. Killer box set. I'm not going to show you everything that comes in here. I have a separate video that I went into very detail. Everything that is included here, all the 3 albums. So you get the regular version of the album, you get a live album live in Philadelphia, and you get the songs, the demo songs of some of the tracks that didn't make it to the album, and early versions of the songs that did make it to the record. I got my original CD copy of Nimrod with a now classic yellow CD. And a cool picture of the band there inside the tray. And the booklet looks just the same as the artwork in the vinyl. I also got a version on cassette. This is my original copy on cassette, actually. I wore out this tape from so many listens. The track list there on that side. And there's that cassette. And the artwork there, kind of like a fold-out artwork, and the lyrics on the other side. I also have another version of Nimrod on CD. This is a CD that I bought when I was in Japan a few years back. and it comes with they made it look almost exactly as a vinyl LP, but on CD size. Still has the OB strip with the text in Japanese, and it does come in with an extra track, a bonus track there at the end of the album. But here in the back cover, it doesn't mention the bonus track, but it does come with a bonus track, which I believe is desensitized, I think. And I was going to show you how they made it look almost exactly as a vinyl LP, even with the inner sleeve, the lyrics in the picture, and the CD is the Reprise label. So really cool release. I really should have bought more of these when I was in Japan, because they also had all the other albums as well, but for some reason I only picked this one up. And it also came in with the booklet with the lyrics in Japanese. Nimrod. I got an Australian copy of Hitching a Ride, also from 1997, and just a standard, kind of like a sleeve CD, very standard looking CD as well. You get a couple of extra tracks. You get Sick and Espionage, 2 songs that made it to the B-side compilation Shenanigans. Next single was Good Riddance, Time of Your Life. I got CD 1 and CD 2 of the single. CD 1 comes with, of course, Good Riddance, Suffocate, and You Lied. Also 2 tracks that made it to the B-side compilation Shenanigans. Kind of like a sleeve that you can get the CD from the top. And CD 2 is a little bit different. The version that I have at least comes with this die cut. With you can take it like that, and you can get an inner sleeve with the track list here on the side and Billy's Eyes in the other. You also get the CD from the top, the green CD. I also got the Japanese version of Good Riddance, Time of Your Life. That is brand new and sealed. I never opened this one. I bought this one from eBay a few years back. And this one has 4 songs total. So you get Good Riddance, Rotting, Suffocate, and You Lied. And it also has the OB strip in Japanese. A couple of different versions of the next single, which was Redundant. This is CD 1, and this is CD 2 with a green background. There's the 2 of them. I love the artwork here in the back of the CD with all the pictures from the Nimrod era. Another version of the CD single of Redundant. This one's really cool. I also found it on eBay a few years back. Printed with Redundant, standard back. The front is what's interesting about this, because the tray or the cover from the front turns like this. So the CD is kind of like a yellowish color, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it there. Let me show you something white so you can see. But the tray has the artwork printed on it, and it's blue. And when you put it in the next to or in front of the CD with the yellow CD, it turns green. Kind of like a 3D effect too, with the faces of the band members. Or the last single from Nimrod was Hitching a Ride. Oh, sorry, yeah, this one is called Nice Guys Finish Last. The first single was Hitching a Ride. The last single was Nice Guys Finish Last. And this one came out, I was surprised to see when it came out, but it came out in 1999. Almost 2 years after Nimrod came out. And I think the reason was that this one, as you can see here in the hype sticker, it came in the soundtrack for Varsity Blues, the movie, during that year. So I think they released it also as a single during that time. One more Nimrod-related item that I have is this bootleg. Green Day live in Buenos Aires, Argentina, 1998. And there's a track list. This is a really crappy bootleg. The sound quality in this one is awful. It's obviously recorded from the crowd. The pictures are cool though, from the show in Argentina, 1998. And the CD is actually really cool too, because you get a few tracks that are not normally nowadays played live from the Nimrod era. Songs like Scattered and Redundant, Platypus, Prosthetic Head. Really cool songs that not many people have seen played live. Okay, now let's move on to the Warning album that came out in 2000. I do have a copy of it on vinyl. This one right here, but it's a repress. So the original one came out in 2000. This repress came out in 2008 on Adeline Records. So even though the album came out on Reprise Records again, everything on vinyl for this album, including the singles, came in on Adeline Records, which is the record label owned by Billy Joe Armstrong and his wife. That actually doesn't exist anymore. So everything new from Warning is coming out on Reprise Records. The one that I have is on Adeline. Again, a repress from 2008. He came in with an insert with the lyrics and more pictures of the band, the Green Day logo from that era. And the album itself on vinyl came in on really cool looking, very saturated marbled green vinyl. Love that color in this one to match the artwork. And I love these labels here on the other side. This is the standard version of the CD of Warning from 2000. There's the back. The booklet looks the same with all the pictures that I showed you before from the vinyl. And the CD came in on like a orange CD with a picture of the band in the inside tray. So the CD is orange in this one, which will be important in the next release that I'll show you. This is the exclusive limited edition version of Warning that also came out in 2000 with this kind of like a plastic cover for the CD. It has the same songs inside, but inside you get the album on digipack and a book with lots of pages full of pictures from that era. Show you the digipack, a picture of the band. And the CD is green, so they saved the green version of the CD for the limited edition version of the album of the CD. And the orange one came in on the standard version of it. This booklet is really cool. It doesn't have any interviews or write-ups or anything. It just has the pictures of the band plus the lyrics. But the pictures are really cool because they're from when Green Day played at the Warped Tour back in either 99 or 2000, I can't remember. So the pictures are super cool. First single was the classic song Minority. This one came out in 2000 on Adeline Records. The B-side is a song called Jackass, also from the album. This one was repressed many times back in the early 2000s. The one that I have is on pink, marble pink vinyl with the standard Adeline labels. I also have the version of Minority on CD. This one has a few more extra tracks or B-sides. Has Brat, 86, and Jackass, all live versions of those B-sides. I bought this one when it came out back in 2000. I also have another jukebox copy on vinyl of Minority. So it has the same track as the vinyl version that on 7-inch that I showed you before, but here's the jukebox tag and the vinyl itself on black vinyl with the Reprise labels. So you get Minority on one side and Jackass in the other. Next single was Warning. I also have a vinyl copy of it that also came out on Adeline Records. So the jukebox version did come in on Reprise, but the rest came in on Adeline on vinyl. Not sure why. But the version that I have, again, it was repressed many times back in the early 2000s. The B-side is... actually, it doesn't have the B-side here on this side, but I think in the record itself it does have it. Yeah, there's two songs on side B, which they actually call it side D. So side A, or the first side is side G, and the second side is side D. Two tracks in the other side, the side B. Scumbag, which is a cover of the Ramones, and it's Comeback, which is an original from Green Day that didn't make it to the album, and Outsider is a cover from the Ramones, a great cover song as well, on kind of like a clear gold vinyl. Two versions of the CD single. This is CD1 and this is CD2. Let's show you CD1 first. Very similar as the version on vinyl. This one has a couple of extra tracks. It has Scumbag and I Don't Want to Know If You're Lonely, a cover song from Husker Du. And there it is. Warning CD1 and warning CD2 on the orange cover. Very similar inside, but with a couple of different tracks or B-sides. You get Outsider, the cover from the Ramones, and Suffocate, which also made it to the B-side compilation. Actually, both of those B-sides made it to the B-side compilation Shenanigans. Great track. Waiting. And this one came out in 2001. Also, this one, the vinyl version came in on Adeline Records. This is one of the first records that I got on vinyl in my collection. I remember I ordered this one online. It was one of my first online orders. Came in with a nice insert with the lyrics for a new song at that point, Maria. That made it to the Greatest Hits compilation, International Super Hits, which I'll show you later. And I also saved kind of like a promo flyer for Adeline Records when they were still around. These are all the records that you could find from Adeline Records. And the vinyl itself came in on bright pink vinyl, marbled pink vinyl, with the standard labels. Again, this one came in on Adeline Records, but the CD singles came in on Reprise Records. This is the CD single for Waiting. There's a track list. It comes with the B-sides are Macy's Day Parade Live, which is a song that you rarely hear live nowadays. Basket Case Live, and also the Waiting promotional video as an enhanced CD. I also have the DVD single for Waiting. They released Waiting as a DVD single back in the early 2000s. I guess that was another way of promoting your songs, especially if, when MTV was still a thing. So the only way to play this one is on a DVD player. And it has the music video for Waiting, the audio for Waiting that you could also play on your DVD player. And it has video snippets for the old Green Day songs, Basket Case, Extinct Breath, Good Riddance, and Minority. I also have this EP. Almost forgot about this one. Tune in Tokyo, Green Day Live in Japan. And this one came out in 2001, originally on CD, but the vinyl came out on Record Store Day back in 2014. This is a really cool EP. Live songs from the Warning era. Lots of songs that they are not played live anymore. There's the track list. Songs like Castaway, Church on Sunday, Blood, Sex, and Booze, and of course the classics, Waiting, Minority, King for a Day, and Macy's Day Parade, a great closer to that album, or this EP. Again, a Record Store Day release from 2014. It also came in with a download code. Forgot about that. And a picture of the Chaos from this tour, the Warning tour from 2000. And the record came in kind of like a clear blue vinyl with warning labels. And there's the hype sticker right there. Again, this one came out for the first time on vinyl for Record Store Day in 2014. And the CD version, I do have an original copy of the CD version of the EP from Japan. I believe I also got this one from Japan. Still has the OB strip right there, and the same tracks here in the back, and the artwork and everything else looks the same. Again, Tune in Tokyo, Green Day Live in Japan from 2001. All right, now we move on to the first Greatest Hits compilation, International Super Hits. Came out in 2001. This is a repress that came out or was manufactured in 2009. I bought it just a few years ago on vinyl. There's the back and there's the track list. So it has all the big hits from Green Day, from Dookie all the way to Warning. Because at that point, they didn't have all the rights that Lookout Records, their first label, had for the first two records. So it has only the songs from that were released on Reprise Records. Again, International Super Hits. I still have this one sealed. I haven't opened this one because I do have this one on CD. I bought it the day it came out. There's the CD. Lots of white in this in the artwork for this one. There's the picture of the band, and more pictures in the booklet and the artwork. there's the 4 albums that are included in this compilation. Again, international super hits from 2001 on CD. I also got before I show you the DVD, I had to show you the VHS, because when I got this one, I didn't have a DVD player. I only had a VCR, so I got international super videos. So this has the music videos from the Greatest Hits compilation. Again, all the way from Dookie to Warning. There's the track list. It doesn't include all the songs from the CD or from the vinyl, because there were some songs that didn't have a music video. So this is the VHS for the videos or the songs that had videos. Again, international super videos. I never liked the artwork in these releases, the international super hits and international super videos. I don't know. I don't like them at all. I think they could have done a little bit better. Now, of course, I got it later on DVD, international super videos. It has the same tracks as the one on VHS, but in a more modern, bringing it to the 21st century DVD. This is a B-side compilation that I mentioned before. This is Shenanigans. I got this one the day it came out, 2002 on Reprise Records. This is a cool B-side compilation. It's not the best release, of course. It has all like the leftover songs that didn't make it to the albums. But it has some really cool cover songs, like the one from the Ramones, Outsider. The artwork's really cool as well. So there was a song here. It has all the credits for each of the songs. There was one song here that was spray painted out, a song called DUI, which is like a song with very controversial lyrics that didn't make it to this album because it was scrapped out. It's kind of like a polka, très cool song that everybody thought that it was going to be included in the box set for Nimrod that I showed you before. And I still can't tell if that's the same song or not, because it's just so different. But anyways, Green Day with Shenanigans from 2002, their B-side compilation. They did release a single from, sorry, this is going to be a little loud, from International Super Hits from 2001. There was one single from that compilation, which was one of the new tracks that they included in that Greatest Hits album, Papa Rocks and Coke. And this one came out in 2001, also on Reprise Records and CD single. I bought this one off Discogs a few years back. I've always wanted this one. It's really hard to find. If there is a Green Day rare CD single to find, this one is one of them. I've been looking for it for so many years. Finally found it for a decent price. I pulled the trigger, bought this one. I needed it for my collection. Pop Rocks and Coke. It has a couple of extra tracks. It has She, Live in Tokyo, and FOD, also Live in Tokyo from 2001. Let's take a look at the J card. The J card actually expands. Oh, I actually kept the hype sticker. I forgot about that. It was released in Japan. There's the hype sticker. And there's some stuff printed inside the card. The lyrics for Pop Rocks and Coke in English and Japanese. This is kind of like a promo CD that I got when I went to see Green Day live back in 2002 when they toured with Blink-182. This is the Pop Disaster Tour sampler from 2002. And it has just the hype sticker in the front on the tray and the tour dates in the back. So it has 6 Green Day songs. It has the new song Maria that was included also in International Super Hits, and a few of the classic songs, A Minority, Good Riddance, When I Come Around, Brain Stew, and Basket Case. No Jaded in this one. That's kind of strange. And there's the CD. And next, I also got a couple of bootlegs from that era. This one's called Surprise Gig at CBGB's. I guess a surprise gig that Green Day made back in 2001. April 2001. There's the track list. I don't remember this one being very good, but it has some cover songs, and some older songs, and also a lot of songs from the Warning era, like Blood, Sex, and Booze, and Scattered, Minority, and some older songs as well. There's the track list. Green Day surprise gig at CBGB's. And lastly, from this era, another bootleg, CD, Tea in the Park. This is Green Day live in Scotland. And there's a track list. Made in Australia. I think this one is not that great, but it does have some similar songs that I want to show you before. So it's from that tour from 2002, July 2002 in Scotland.
So, my generation is zero.
All right, so let's move on to what I like to call the concept album era of Green Day. So American Idiot from 2004 and 21st Century Breakdown from 2009. It's going to cover releases from 2004 all the way till 2012, right before the trilogy came out. Let's start off with the CD that I bought of American Idiot when I got this one when it came out in 2004 on Reprise Records. This is the limited edition version that came out on kind of like a book style CD. Came in with some ringtones. Check out that ringtone promo you can add to your flip phone. Very early 2000s. You can get songs from the Reprise Records released albums of Green Day at that point. But yeah, the booklet's really cool. Comes with all the artwork from the American Idiot era that were later also released in some of the singles. Lyrics. Great book. And at the end you get, of course, the CD. And I wasn't collecting vinyl at that point, so I went with the limited edition version of the CD. But I also have the standard version of the CD that I found a few years back just to complete my collection. It has the same tracks, no difference between in the music as far as the track listing between this one and the limited edition version of the CD. American Idiot on vinyl. Somehow I ended up with two of them. This is the one that came out. They're both the same. They came out on Record Store Day. Can't remember exactly when. Let's see if we can find the dates here. It was manufactured in 2009. It was for a Record Store Day, probably 2015 or 16. Great edition on double LP vinyl with awesome gatefold artwork. And Jesus of Suburbia. Inner sleeves. Actually, this is kind of like a mini poster. Oh, here's the hype sticker. Special limited edition on red, white, and black vinyl. It was also released to promote the DVD that I'll show you later in the video. All the lyrics. Great looking, kind of like a maroon marbled vinyl. The custom labels, like a marble gray. Similar labels too. First single was the title track, American Idiot, and I have two versions of the same American Idiot. And this one came in with ringtones too. You can download some special ringtones for your flip phone. Very standard looking, or plain looking CD single for American Idiot. I guess they didn't have too many expectations for the first single. When this record came out, the first single was kind of boring. But then later on, they came out with a couple of more singles with more artwork, which I'll show you later. I also have the DVD single for American Idiot. I haven't opened this one. It's still in its original shrink wrap. I bought this one off eBay a few years back. And it has the music video for American Idiot, of course directed by Sam Bayer. The next single for American Idiot was Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Great track. I do have this one on vinyl, 7-inch vinyl. I don't own the one of American Idiot, but I do have Boulevard of Broken Dreams. And the B-side is a song called Letter Bomb, also from American Idiot, but the live version of it. And if I remember correctly, this one is on picture disc. I think all the vinyl version or the vinyl singles of American Idiot came in on a picture disc. The artwork on one side and the picture of the band on the other. I got CD1 for Boulevard of Broken Dreams and CD2 for Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Also from 2004 on Reprise Records. They really go together. CD1, the B-side is Let It Bomb Live also, the same one as the vinyl. There's the inside, the CD. And the B-side for CD2 is, there's two B-sides, American Idiot Live and She's a Rebel Live. Two great live tracks. All the live recordings from this era are excellent. And there's the inside. So that's Boulevard of Broken Dreams. The next single was Holiday, which I also own on picture disc. It didn't have a sleeve in this one. It just came in like a clear sleeve with the hype sticker. And the picture of the band in the other, similar to the one for American Idiot. The B-side is Minority Live. I also have CD1 of Holiday. And I have CD2 of Holiday. Slightly different pictures, same song or same single. This one, the B-side is Minority Live, and then this one you have two B-sides. You have Holiday Live and Boulevard of Broken Dreams Live. Next single was Wake Me Up When September Ends. Classic song. I got CD1, and I also have CD2. They really went all out on the CD singles on this one. I don't own the vinyl version of the on 7-inch, but I do have both versions on CD. And this one has Give Me Novocaine, the live at VH1 Storytellers version of the song. Great recording. And CD2 has Homecoming, fantastic track, also from Storytellers and from VH1, and Hitching a Ride. It's a live version of Hitching a Ride on the B side of CD2 of Wake Me Up When September Ends. Next single was, and the final single, Jesus of Suburbia, on CD single. And there's the back. The B-sides were Are We the Waiting, also live from VH1 Storytellers, and Saint Jimmy, also from VH1 Storytellers Live. There's the inside. And I also have a promo CD. I must have got it for a really cheap price. That's what I bought it, of Jesus of Suburbia. I rarely will buy promo CDs like this, like the ones they hand out at the radio stations. But for this one I did. I probably found it for a really good deal on eBay. And yeah, those are all the singles for American Idiot. There's one more release that didn't come out until 2015, if I remember correctly. 2015. This is a DVD called Heart Like a Hand Grenade. And I included in this era of Green Day because it's a documentary about the recording of American Idiot, directed by John Roker. This is a really cool documentary. Really strange looking packaging on this DVD. I've never seen packaging like this. It's kind of a strange size for a DVD. And I never really liked the artwork on this DVD with the cartoon version of the band members. Never really liked it, but from what I remember, it's actually a pretty good documentary. So definitely worth checking out with the hand grenade logo there in the front, in the tray. And the DVD, let's see, does have another picture of Billy Joe. Bullet in the Bible. The official first live album by Green Day. So they have released many live EPs before, during the Dookie, Insomniac, and Nimrod era. But this was the first full-length album where they actually went and recorded a full album live during the American Idiot era. They figured American Idiot was so successful. There's a nice packaging too in the CD. There's a track list. They might as well release a live album that came in with the DVD and the CD. This is an awesome live album. It's one of my favorite live albums ever. There's a track list. It has tons of songs from the American Idiot album, of course, and some older songs as well, and all the hits. But the recording in this one is awesome. If I remember correctly, it was recorded at Milton Keynes Arena in the UK, and the the crowd noises in this one are incredible. You can definitely tell that Green Day became an arena rock band in this recording. Again, here's another version of Bullet in a Bible. This is the one that came out for PSP, for, I don't know if you remember that PlayStation Portables, those little gaming devices from back in the early 2000s. I used to own one of those, but I never bought the... You can actually watch movies and apparently live albums or live shows using your PSP. So I bought this one later and never actually opened this one. I found it on eBay, brand new and sealed. I just decided to keep it on, sealed on my collection. Right, now we move on to 21st Century Breakdown. Came out in 2009 on Reprise Records. This is the triple 10-inch vinyl book limited edition that I showed you in one of my last videos. And I went into all the details when I unboxed this one. Awesome packaging on this one. Again, they went all out with 21st Century Breakdown. With the packaging, it's just incredible how much money they put in on this record. I guess they figured American Idiot was just so successful. Let's really go all out on this one. Very graffiti art oriented on this era of Green Day, 21st Century Breakdown. This is the limited edition version, also on book style format of 21st Century Breakdown. The track list is the same. Similar as the one for American Idiot. Lots of artwork, pictures, and lyrics. Great booklet. And at the end you get the CD right here in the book, in one of the pages, and more artwork. Single, Know Your Enemy. I got this one on vinyl. Here's the back. I'm trying to remember if this one also came in on picture disc. I don't think it did. No, this one came out just on standard black vinyl. If I remember correctly, this is the only single that came out on vinyl from 21st Century Breakdown. Everything else just came out on CD single, as far as the singles. So that's Know Your Enemy. I also got the version of on CD. A couple of tracks here. You get, of course, Know Your Enemy, and the B-side unreleased track, Hearts Collide. And there it is. Very standard CD single for Know Your Enemy. Next single was 21 Guns. A really cool ballad on 21st Century Breakdown. This one came out also in 2009 on Reprise Records. More artwork there. And the lyrics. The next single was East Jesus Nowhere. And this one came out also in 2009 on Reprise Records. This seems to be a promo single for a radio station, but it does come in with all the artwork. So this is the kind that I do collect. The lyrics. Next single was the epic 21st Century Breakdown. Also no B-sides on this one. This is the end of an era of CD singles. After this album, after all the singles for this album, not many CD singles or singles at all were released for Green Day. I'll show you this one since it's one of the last ones that came out on CD single. Again, the epic, I think it's like a 9-minute song, 21st Century Breakdown. This is the radio edit, so they shortened it down a little bit to make it more radio friendly. It does have the lyrics and the credits, but no B-sides. Last single from 21st Century Breakdown. Great poppy track. I love this song, The Last of the American Girls. And this one came out in 2010, also on Reprise Records. Same with keeping the graffiti art artwork in the CD. And this one did come in with a couple of extra tracks or B-sides. You get Know Your Enemy live and 21st Century Breakdown live as well. Last of the American Girls, last of the singles from the 21st Century Breakdown album. Let's move on to another live album that they released after, this time after 21st Century Breakdown. This one is awesome as fuck. This one came out on Blu-ray /CD. Well, this is a great live album, except that what I didn't like was that they picked some of the songs from the different tour or the different shows that they have of the tour. So you have one song from England, another one from Scotland, the next one is from Ireland, the next one is from Texas. So it's not a very cohesive mix of songs. However, the Blu-ray live in Japan is the show from start to finish. So that one is really cool. And it came in with this Blu-ray tray or case with a CD in one side and this DVD or the Blu-ray in another, and a booklet with additional pictures of that tour, that 21st Century Breakdown tour. And Last Night on Earth, great album title for this live EP. Still has the OB strip with the track list in Japanese. There's the track list, lots of songs from 21st Century Breakdown. So you get 21st Century Breakdown, Know Your Enemy, Last of the American Girls, 21 Guns, American Eulogy, and a couple of classics like Basket Case and Geek Stink Breath. Great live EP from the 21st Century Breakdown era. Also the booklet with the lyrics in Japanese and the pictures of the band. There's the classic warning logo right there. Really cool. I wish they would reissue this one on vinyl. I would definitely buy it on vinyl if they come up with a vinyl version. Kind of like the one that they did for Tune in Tokyo from the Record Store Day a few years back. Lastly, this is kind of like a random release that I picked up also at the record show. It's a promo CD. It's just called Green Day, nothing else. But it is kind of like a greatest hits compilation for the radio stations. It's a promo CD. It does have a lot of radio edits, so a lot of the bad words are cut out on this one. But it has all the singles from Dookie all the way to 21st Century Breakdown. So it's kind of like a promo-only greatest hits compilation. Never seen it before when I saw it at the record show. Definitely had to pick it up for my collection. Alright, up next is the Trilogy Era of Green Day. Not the brightest spot or the brightest era for Green Day. They had this crazy idea of releasing 3 records almost at once. Uno, dos, tres. I thought that the result was actually pretty good, but a lot of people just hated it, including the band. They didn't like it that much at all. But it also happened during the time when Billy Joe ended up going to rehab. So because of that, they didn't release that many promo stuff or singles for these records, for all these the 3 records. But I'll show you what I have. When the first Trilogy album came out, I bought this. This is the box called Uno, dos, tres. There it is. So you would get the first album, Uno, on CD. And you can fit the 3 albums there, but when you got the box, you only got 1 album inside. You get Uno, and when you get the other ones, Dos and Tres, you could add it to your little box. So this is Uno right here from 2012 on Reprise Records. So yeah, 3 albums at one, each of them with a different band member in the cover. And at that point, they did add Jason White as the 4th member of Green Day. So they had the plan of releasing Cuatro later on, but I'll talk more about that later in the video. There's the CD for Uno. I honestly thought that these records were actually really fun. Maybe a little bit too overproduced, but definitely fun records. The pictures of the band members and the lyrics. Here's Dos, also from 2012. The standard version of the record with Mike Dirnt on the cover. And here's the booklet with more pictures of the Trilogy Era and the lyrics. Trey, also from 2012. This one actually was supposed to come out early in 2013, but with all the problems that the band had at that point, they advanced the release date of this one to 2012, the end of 2012. This is actually my favorite out of the 3 records. There's a track list. the CD. The booklet, as you can tell, it's going to be very similar. All the pictures and the lyrics. So they really made it all look very uniform as far as the trilogy. 3 records released almost at one. That's how it looks when you have them. Is that focusing there? There it is. You have them all together. You got Uno Dos Tre from 2012. I also got only one of the trilogy albums on vinyl. I found this one for really cheap on sale a few years back. This is only Tre. There's a track list, same track list as the CD. And there's the book, the insert with the pictures. Same as the ones that I showed you on CD. And it just came in on standard black vinyl with the custom labels. I also got the 3 albums on Japanese edition. This is Uno Dos Tre, but with the OB strip, and each of these CDs come with an extra track. So Uno came in with Let Yourself Go live. And there's not that many, like I said before, there's no singles released, or not many singles released from this era. So when I saw that the Japanese editions had extra tracks, of course I bought it because I'm not going to be able to have the other or the unreleased stuff from this era. This is the Japanese edition of Those. And it came in with Coming Clean. Great track from Dookie, played live. And Tre, Japanese edition, that's the back. And the extra track is Nuclear Family, a song from Uno, played live. Great, great track. Again, good albums, I think. It's just very overproduced. There's a lot of stuff in the mixing of this record. A lot of bad decisions during this time of Green Day. There was only one single released for this album. The very first single, or the only single, Oh Love, only released in Japan. Comes with that OB strip. No B-sides in this one, just Oh Love. There's the back. Pretty wacky artwork during this time of for Green Day. Lots of very colorful, very loud colors in this era of Green Day during the trilogy. But it's still cool. And I also got an EP, a promo EP called Oh Love EP. And this one came out also in 2012 on Reprise Records. Only 5 tracks on this one. Oh Love from the trilogy. The rest are all from American Idiot and from 21st Century Breakdown. I'm surprised that they called this Oh Love one of the singles from the trilogy. And only one of the songs are from the trilogy. Nothing else from the trilogy. The next one I have is Quattro, the aforementioned Quattro. This is a DVD. They came in 2013 on a CD jewel case. So I guess they decided to make Quattro the documentary of the recording of the trilogy. It's a pretty cool documentary as well. It's not as good as the ones for American Idiot or for 21st Century Breakdown, or for the one for American Idiot, I would say. But it's still pretty fun. Lots of really wacky haircuts for the band members during this time. So, like I said before, the trilogy records were very overproduced. Something that didn't end up sounding very good later on for the band members. So they decided to fix that with a demo album. They released Demolicious in 2014. This came out on Record Store Day 2014. This is a double LP, Record Store Day exclusive on vinyl, with demo versions of all the songs. Not all the songs actually, just most of the songs from the trilogy. There's a track list. And with a nice insert, kind of like a mini poster. And the track list in the other side. Vinyl came in clear vinyl with the custom labels. It sounds a little bit rougher, yes, but in my opinion it sounds better. And I think almost everybody out there agrees with that. Demolicious is definitely the way to go if you want to listen to the songs from the trilogy. Definitely a little bit rougher, but it sounds great. I also got this version that also came out on Record Store Day on CD. I haven't opened this one because I have the one on vinyl from before. I found this one a little bit later, but it has all the songs from The Malicious on CD.
Back in the USA, for a small town serenade.
All right, and lastly, this is the current era of Green Day, so I called it the Post-Trilogy Era of Green Day. So they released a couple of records after 2016, starting with this one. This is from 2016, Revolution Radio on Reprise Records. I kept the original shrink wrap on this one because I really like the hype sticker with the cassette. I always loved the cover art for Revolution Radio. I thought it was really cool. The back cover, however, a little creepy with the masks, but still pretty cool. Came in with an insert, more pictures of the band wearing those same masks. The record just came in on standard black vinyl. I believe there's also a color version on vinyl of this one that you could get from directly from the Green Day website, but I only got this one at the record store when it came out, so I got it on black vinyl, custom labels. I thought this was a very underrated record. I thought that there were a lot of really cool songs in this one, but it didn't have many hit songs in this one, maybe with a couple of exceptions. I also got a reissue on picture disc, Revolution Radio, that also came in around the same time that the picture disc of Dookie came out. I think it was 2017 maybe when those came out. There's the back cover here on the other side, and a really cool hype sticker. I also got the book edition that I had to get for my book style CD collection for Green Day. Revolution Radio, this time with the shiny cover here on the hardcover. Same thing in the back. There's the CD. And you get, as usual, when you get this booklet style or book style format CDs, you get lots of pictures, lots of artwork, all the lyrics. So there was only one single that came out from this record, Bang Bang. And this one also came out in 2016 on Reprise Records. This was the one that you could only get at Best Buy, according to the hype sticker there. You could also get $2 off if you bought the album there. I believe this is only actually 2-track CD single. You get Bang Bang, the album version, and Letter Bomb Live from California in 2010. I forgot that it had that live version of Letter Bomb. And here's your coupon for $2 off the album if you bought it at Best Buy. And there's the CD. So yeah, only one single for this record, which was kind of sad. There were no singles released after this one. And I thought it was I didn't think that was a good idea because to not release any more singles, because I thought that there were actually really successful songs off this album. Songs like Bang Bang, Revolution Radio, Still Breathing. Those were pretty popular songs in the radio and satellite radio, but for some reason they didn't release them as singles. Compilation album. It's time for another greatest hits. This time was in 2017. This one's called Greatest Hits, God's Favorite Band. I only picked this one up on CD. However, I've seen versions of this Greatest Hits album on vinyl at Target for a pretty decent price. I might end up getting that in the future. I might have to update this video later on. But I bought this one when it came out, just the standard version on CD. I already have all the tracks on, almost all the tracks on vinyl. And by this point, Reprise Records already owned all the first two or the rights for the first two records of Green Day, the ones that came out originally in Lookout Records. So they included one song from the Lookout albums, 2000 Light Years Away, and Greatest Hits. So it has all the singles from Dookie all the way to Revolution Radio from 2016. Father of All Motherfuckers. Great album title in my opinion. This one came out in 2020, also on Reprise Records. I got the version that's the uncensored version. So for all the standard versions of this record on vinyl, come in with a little unicorn here to cover the bad word. And everybody, or a lot of people hated, critics hated this record. I will put it that way. I liked it. I thought it was a solid record. Is it the best Green Day record? Nah, not in a long shot. But I thought it had some really cool songs, and it had lots of really fun tracks in this one. So I thought it was a pretty underrated record. And I always loved this picture of the band. They always look better in black and white, in my opinion. And there's the back. And the record that I got, again, this is the limited edition version with the uncensored cover. Came in kind of like a, I don't even know what you call this. Multiple, like a pinwheel, color vinyl, blue and red, with the new Green Day mascot there in the cover, in the labels, the unicorn freaking out. And it's kind of cool when you put the record on the turntable, the little pin pops out to be the unicorn's horn right there in the center. So no singles from this record. I don't think the band even liked it that much after it was released, but they did put out this live EP or live single. This one's called Live at the Whiskey. Great picture there of the band, and came in with a couple of live songs, Father of All and American Idiot, and the unicorn again. And this one came out in 2020 on Reprise Records, but it was recorded live in September 2019. And there's the record, black vinyl with a new Green Day logo. Next one was another 7-inch live EP, live at Hella Mega, from the Hella Mega tour from a couple of years back, when the Green Day toured with Weezer and Fall Out Boy. This is the Oakland Coffee exclusive version that I got as a gift last year on Christmas, actually. You get 2 songs. You get Brain Stew in side A, and No Jaded. And side B is Pollyanna, the new track that was released only as a single online. Fantastic track, Pollyanna. I love that song. Great to have it on a physical copy, or a physical format. And I believe this one came in just on standard black vinyl with the custom labels with a cool picture of the band. Pollyanna and Brain Stew. And I forgot to show you my version of Father of All on CD. This is how it looks with the censored version, with the unicorn there covering the curse words. And there's the back, and everything else looks the same. I really like the CD artwork on this one, actually, with the unicorn puking rainbows. So Green Day live at the BBC. This is a compilation record of them playing live at the BBC in the UK throughout the years. So from the Dookie era all the way to the Nimrod, or the Warning era. This is an awesome live record. So it has the double LP. Each side of each of the discs have a different has songs from each of the albums. So one from Dookie, one side for Insomniac, one side for Nimrod, and one side for Warning songs. Fantastic recording. Highly recommend that you pick this one up while you can. This one came out in 2021 on Reprise Records too. And a really nice write-up, by the way, with the story of how they ended up playing all those times at the BBC. And I don't think it came in with insert. No insert in this one. There's the hype sticker in the exclusive version of Green Day playing live at the BBC. And this one came in with liner notes by Steve Lemach between 1994 to 2001. I believe the 2 discs look similar on color vinyl. Again, in the exclusive version came in on kind of like a smoky, clear vinyl with the custom labels. But for now, that's all I own for Green Day in my entire collection. Sorry this was such a long video. I think this is going to be closer to an hour. I was hoping that it would be like half an hour, 45 minutes, but it ended up being a lot longer. But yeah, that's it. That's everything I own for Green Day as far as music and video related. I do have other things like miscellaneous things like magazines and books that I may show in a separate video, but for this one it's enough, just the music and the videos included in this one. Let me know in the comments what you think about my collection. Do you have some stuff that I own? Do you have some stuff that I'm missing? I'm sure I'm missing a lot of stuff that you guys have out there, so let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.